What's going on, YouTube? I'm Andrew Crawford, the HD Legend. Yeah, boy! The GOAT, not the GOAT, but I look like a GOAT. Close enough, am I right? I think I'm right. And today on the channel, well, first off, 2 uploads in one day. Because, as I said, the recording schedule I'm going to attempt to keep. The one exception is major wrestling announcements. There was just a major professional wrestling announcement on tonight's Raw. A very big gold concept-based version of a World Heavyweight Championship has been unveiled. And it will be going to whatever brand Roman does not get drafted to. So if Roman gets drafted to Raw, the World Heavyweight Championship will be on SmackDown. I'm gonna be real. I love the idea. If you're gonna let Roman be the guy, to break Bruno's record, which is 8 years, and I don't know if they're gonna do that. I don't know how long Roman's reign is gonna last. But if you're going to let Roman continue to be champion, you need to have another world title on another brand for everyone else to compete for. Like, look at a guy like Seth Rollins, a Shawn Michaels-esque performer who has been relegated to holding a mid-card championship because that is how dominant they want Roman to be, that no one else can touch him. And while I'm on board with a long title reign, I love Roman. I think his run has been perfect almost. I do believe that having another world title on another brand will be very good because, again, if you're going to go back to the draft, go all in. With the exception of the tag titles, you can let those float because you don't have that many tag teams on the roster that are viable contenders. So, let the tag titles float, let Owens and Zayn or whoever the tag champs are go to their brand. Mid-card titles specific to a brand, world titles, women titles, all that fun stuff. And I love that they're doing this because it's going to bring a sense of freshness to a championship. A new championship, if you would want to say. And when you look at it, you can tell it's very big gold inspired. I think it's personally it's not the best belt I've ever seen, but it's definitely not mid. It's a beautiful belt. I love it. I think the concept of it is very big gold inspired, which makes me very happy as an edgehead who, every time for all 11 of his world titles, you will think that he was holding big gold. I'm looking very forward to seeing how this goes. I've seen a lot of negative backlash already. Someone called it the I Can't Beat Roman title, which, no, because Triple H's reasoning was literally, it is going to be for both brands. It is not going to be for both brands. This is so that whatever show Roman don't go to will have a world title. So both shows are going to have their own main event scenes. Both shows are going to have their own mid-card scenes. I heavily disagree with the idea that Roman, this is just going to be a title because they want to let Roman keep the title even longer. Yeah, sure, Roman's going to be champion for a while. We need to accept it. Cool. But also, they're trying to make this brand split actually work this time. And they're trying to put, both Raw and SmackDown have their own world title, mid-card titles, division, their own women's divisions. And I love that because that is showing that, I feel like that's showing a creative change to an extent because of all the, oh yeah, this guy's on Raw, but he's allowed to be on SmackDown as much as he wants. No, they're trying to really separate the company, or not separate the brands, And that'll also, in the long run, provide more opportunities for guys that don't get used as much. Example, the Brawling Brutes might get to go on more and put on more matches. Cody might actually finish his story in a different way than what we initially thought. There's so much that goes into the fact that there's a new world title. And looks-wise, again, I personally love it. And now that I've actually talked about the world title and the fact that it's there and that it's going to be a thing and that I've debunked the argument that it's the I Can't Beat Roman title, let me talk to you about 4 or 5 guys that I think would be a very good first world heavyweight champion under this new look of the title and all that jazz. I think that the first choice I would make is honestly Seth Rollins. I think that Rollins is work rate wise the best in the world. I think for Seth to be the first world champion, it's showing that this is going to be a main event title that is like for the workhorses, for the guys that bust their backs just to put on a good match, even if those matches come up short of expectations sometimes. And I respect that, and I love that, and I look forward to seeing that. If it is Seth. Another option, I could see Drew. This could be a way, Drew gets a world title, makes Drew a little more relevant again, and, gets Drew back in the company's good graces, which I think would be a very good idea, so you don't lose Drew to AEW. My next option, Cody Rhodes. I know that doesn't fit into Cody finishing his story in the way that we think it does, but I would love to see Cody win the world title before I'm 24. And if I have to wait till next Mania, I will probably be 24 or be very close to it. I would like to see Cody win his first world title, and this is a different way of finishing the story than what we were expecting, but it would still be a nice way to finish the story. Imagine Cody having to go through a tournament-like process against, a 16, 4, 8, 2, 4, 8, 12, 16. 2, 4, 8, 16. Going through 4 brutal matches to be the world champion. Heck, up the ante and have a 32-man tournament. I know there's not enough depth on the roster to do that, but I love a good tournament, and I think it'll be fun. Another guy I think should win it, AJ Styles. For one reason, I believe in thank you runs. When a wrestler's on his last legs, I believe giving them the title is a good way to say thank you for everything you've done. And your last reward is you get one more world title win. I think that's very fitting for AJ. And now for my most biased pick, obviously, Edge. Like I said, a thank you run. Telling Edge, thank you for everything you've done for the WWE. You are one of the greatest of all time. You deserve this. I love that idea. I don't care which one happens. I don't care who out of those guys wins. I think it should be one of those guys, but there are other guys that I think are deserving. Bobby Lashley. I could see Kevin Owens winning it. My friend AJ actually had a very good idea of turning Damian Priest's face and letting him win the title. That's not going to happen, but I wouldn't complain. I love Damian Priest, super talented worker, and I would love to see him with a major championship. But yeah, contrary to a lot of hate that I've seen mainly on TikTok, which TikTok is now becoming one of the most toxic forms of social media. I reactivated it for 2 days, and I can already see why I deactivated it in the first place. It's very toxic. I'm looking forward to the new world championship. It's not a bad idea. It's a great idea. Because it shows that WWE's all in with this brand split idea. They want, AAA, they want SmackDown and Raw to be their own thing. They want to see Raw have its own main eventers, its own mid-card, its own women's division. They want to see SmackDown do the same. You can't do that with the tag titles because both tag divisions, women's and men's, are very thin. But it is a very good start. If what I read is true and the Triple H era is in 100% full effect as of the draft, this World Heavyweight Championship is a great start. Don't know if it is, but we'll see. I think it's a great idea. I think it's a beautiful belt. I think that this is a great thing to do. And I can't wait to see who wins it at Night of Champions on May 28th. That being said, I'm Andrew Crawford, and unlike John Cena, I can see you and I will see you very soon.